All right, today we're going to talk about domain and range. And domain is all the x values and range is all of the y values. So we used to have a silly song, domain is x and range is y, domain is x, range is y. All right, that's enough of that. Anyway, so what you're looking for is, for these are specific points, right? So that's at 4,000, so this must be 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, and sorry, that's 8, 9, and 10. So it's kind of squishy in there for how big they are. But for this domain, you can see that right here, both of these are on 1,000. So there's 1,000, so that's done. And then we have this 3,000, and then 4,000, and then 7,000, and 10,000. So I only went, maybe it'll help if I actually draw it. So we got the 1,000, 3,000, 4,000, 7,000, and 10,000. 7 and 10,000. Okay, so those are all my domains. Now I'm looking at my range. My range is going to go this way from lowest to bottom. So we can see, like right here, we can see it has 2 zeros. So we'll say 0. And then right here, those are going, that's 40, so this has to be 20. And then, let's see, that would be 60, and then 100, and then 140, and 180. They don't write it all, they don't always write it in because it's so squishy and it looks a little bit nicer, but you have to somehow know what you're doing. So far we have 0, and then we have just under 20, so I'm gonna guess like 18, like somewhere in there. Good news, your quiz will be multiple choice. Right here for this one, it's just under 40, so we'll say 38. This one just is right on top of 100, so maybe it's like 105. And this looks like it's almost to 220, so we'll say like 119. So again, this is looking at all the ranges. Okay, so maybe you try this one on your own, see if you can try that. Okay, hopefully paused and try, but this is 200, so this must be 100, 300, 500, 700, 900. So right here you can see I've got a 100, and a 300, and a 6, and a 7, 800, and 1,000. Looking at my range, that's looking this way. There's nothing on 0, but right here we've got 100, 200, and it's somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna say like 140. So that's 140. This one looks a little bit higher, more like a 170 maybe. Maybe a 190. This one's not quite on there. I'm gonna say like a 195. And then right here, this is between almost to 500, so we'll say like 470. And then right on top of 800, we'll say like 820, something like that. Right, but what about down here? Even though it doesn't ask me for domain or range, domain is everything from the left. So you can see the furthest I go left is actually an arrow. And so what we would say is that's to negative infinity, and the furthest right, so on the x-axis here, the furthest left is going on to negative infinity, it's going over to positive infinity, so we'd say negative infinity to positive infinity. Its range, if I'm talking about top to bottom, the lowest it goes is also to that negative infinity. This time I'm going to use y, and it goes up as high as positive infinity. For right here, you can see the leftest it goes is 0, and it's actually touching it. It's included, so I'm going to say less than or equal to x. And you can see in both ways, both of them are going forever into infinity. Interesting enough, though, this one kind of gets kids messed up here, but it's, if we're talking about down, do you see this arrow? It's going to continue going down, 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 down forever, so it's going to be negative infinity, and this would continue to go up forever, so to positive infinity. Okay, so you're thinking left to right, top or bottom to top. Okay, maybe you take a minute. Can you find the domain and range of these? Maybe pause for a second and try it. So this domain, again, if we're talking left to right, it's going left forever and then right forever. So negative infinity to positive infinity. We don't put an equal sign with infinity, sorry. We don't put a equal to with infinity because we can't touch infinity. So we say just less than or greater than. And then right here we can see that it's touching from 2 and it goes up forever. And so yes, it's including the 2. 2 is less than or equal to y, and it's going to go up forever, both ends, so greater than infinity. Okay, last one, left to right. The leftist I can see is it's going from negative infinity. The rightist, it's going to positive infinity. Then top to bottom, it's going down forever, negative infinity, and it's going up forever, positive infinity. Okay, that's not what was asked on this section. So we're going to go back to the top, and it says, tell if this is a function. So there's 2 ways to do a tell if it's a function. The first is called the vertical line test. Okay, so I'm going to start with that, the vertical line test. So right here you can see if I drew a vertical line, it hits twice. So this is not a function. Nope. Also, if we would have written these all out, we would have had 1,000 and a 1,000, and so it would have been a repeated x value. Right here though, there is no repeats, and so this is a function. Going down right here, you can see if I did the vertical line test, it's never going to hit more than once, so this is a function. However, looking right here, you can see anywhere right here, this would hit twice, so this is not a function. Can you look at these and decide, are they a function or are they not? Okay, hopefully you're like, this is a function, and actually so is this. It gets kind of squirrely like right here forever, but it is a function. Okay, now we're going to go to the next page right here. So it says, give the domain and range. So we just said on this previous page that domain is x and range is y. So looking at my domain, it'd be all the x values. I like to put them in order from lowest to highest. So I would start with my -3, and I'd say 1, 2, and 4. That's my domain. Then my range is my y values. So we have these numbers. It looks like we got 1, a 2, and a 3. Do you want to try this one on your own? Okay, so again, my domain, you know what's interesting? All of these are 2, so it's just 2. And my range, I've got a 4, 5, 6, and 1. So 1, 4, 5, and 6. So the question now is, not vertical line tests like we had with our graphs, because this time we don't have a graph, but what we say is it is a function if there is no repeated x values. No repeated x values. So right here you can see I had 4 different x values, and so this is a function. However, we can see with number 11, theirs are all repeats, so this is not a function. Really sorry this was on there. We actually will cover that next time, so don't worry about x and y intercepts. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about in this lesson is increasing. It's on the it's on the test and your quizzes, so let's check. So if it's going like this straight across, we call that a constant. If it's going up from left to right, that's increasing. And if it's going down from left to right, we call that decreasing. So what it's going to ask you for is, where is the graph increasing? So right here, you can see right here, this is increasing. Okay, it's just going to be the notation. So we see that arrow, it's saying it's going left forever, so negative infinity. And we can see right here at 4, there's a point of change though. So it's not increasing nor is it decreasing. So it's going to go all the way up to 4, but not include it. Okay, so looking right here on my other one, again, this is a point of change. It's going from decreasing to increasing. So right here, that's at 0, but it's not going to include it, and it's going to go all the way forever to the right. So x is to infinity. Can you please write where these are increasing? Okay, so you should have said from right here, so that's -1, -2, and 0. So it's from -2 to 0. And those are not equal to because it went from constant to increasing, increasing to constant. So those are points of change that are not included. And the last one is right here. You can see it's just from -1 to 0. Thanks.